Okay, so I'm continuing on here, and I wanted to kind of stop and kind of show you something. So I'm looking at this knuckle right here, and I'm looking at the line here. So I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the line and where it extends down from. This will help kind of break up my finger. And I need to keep on fixing and adjusting. I had a big blob way out here I had to erase. You're going to use lots of erasing time. So if you have a big eraser, it's great. You can use any, of course. And then this right here is shorter than what I had right here. And then this line right here, I'm just focusing. I'm trying to break it up into smaller sections. That's key. It's very what's the word for it? It looks hard when you're looking at something as a whole. If you break it up into small little pieces and look at little shapes and how they relate to one another, you're going to end up drawing what you see, and it will look more realistic. So I'm looking at this right here. So it takes a lot of reworking over and over again. It's not easy, and it's time consuming. You have to be willing to put in lots of time, lots of erasing and reworking things. And in the end, it's worth it. So you can see this is kind of coming together here. This looks a little bit too big here. So I need to figure out where I'm going wrong here. So once again, I see this shape here, and this shape is right here, this negative shape right here. Okay. I feel like my hands moved a little bit. So deep down in here, I can also see things in the deep background. I see a little line here for my hand. Hands have lots of lines. I see the line in here where my ring is. Creases of where my other fingers are, so it's coming together. I have been noticing, I've been moving without realizing, and I'm realizing, oh, the light went out because I'm sitting so still. I'm realizing that, I keep on switching like the perspective that I'm seeing. So you got to be aware of, you definitely should make sure you're in a comfortable spot, because you will move around a little bit, whether you realize it or not. So as you can see, it's kind of coming together. I have to decide though, and look at my hand and decide, am I going to have it this way or this way? Because I kind of moved it a little bit. I'll have it. I guess I'm a little bit turned. Okay, so now I'm not seeing this whole part. So it's from where I'm sitting. A lot of kids say, oh, I can't draw, I really stink. I always have to remind kids, drawing, it takes practice. Like, sometimes it's like, your basketball or baseball or dance comes more naturally to you, but you still do have to practice to get better. And you do get better with practice. Art comes and drawing comes a little bit easier to some, but if you practice, you get better. And usually the kids that do really well with drawing are the ones that love to draw, and they draw a lot. So they're getting lots of practice all the time. But it's all about seeing, using your eyes. And as I'm drawing, I am looking constantly back and forth. I'm looking about equally at my hand and on the paper. If you're not looking, you're not drawing what you're seeing. So now everything's kind of coming together a little bit. I'm, of course, seeing a little bit different of a perspective than you guys are. This is a little flatter. So I'm going to continue on with the outline. All right. So once you get things in place, you can start kind of working with value, and value is going to help with perspective and make this look more realistic. For instance, when I look at my little shape here, see my little shape? It's darker in here. So if you add a little bit of shading in there, and in the creases it's darker and the light isn't hitting it, so you have all the shadows in there. There's this shape here. It's going this way, actually. So, and then I can look more at my creases and add to the shading. Over here, it looks from my angle darker than right here. You gotta look at where is the light hitting from what the view that you're looking at. You can add more detail, like I have like the little shapes here. And there's more shadows in the creases around the nails. I'm just using I don't know, I've been really enjoying using mechanical pencils lately, and I think it's because they're very light, the lead in them. It's number 2, but it's very precise and always sharp. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a no-no for me trying to draw, but I enjoy using them lately. So I'm going to continue on adding the shadows. So I have a class right now, so I'm going to have to undo let go of my hand, and I'll have to try to come back to it later, but I'm getting some more of the value in. And you erase some marks, and you can add shadows underneath your hand. You're on your way to, that looks pretty much like a hand, I think. But definitely give it a try, and eventually, if you want to, you could do something where you use contour lines. I'll show you my example. I did one of these the other day. Let me see. I Here's an example of where I have a lesson for you guys where you sketch out the outline and you don't do the shadows. You just get the contours. And then you begin adding contour, like the contoured drawings that go with the flow to show the 3 dimensions, the curves that go around all of the hands. So that's another one that I just did a couple days ago. Whoop. So give it a try, and if you have questions, please feel free to ask. But the best thing I can just tell you is you gotta look, and you gotta look at each the relationship between each finger and the positive and negative space, and take your time and break it up into small pieces. If you look at something as a whole, you're going to have a hard time drawing from life. Have a good day, guys.